Hello, it's Tuesday 19th August and I am out in Lydford, just a few miles from home, about 10 miles from home or so. Decided to go out. The rain has been around most of the morning. It's still overcast, but I think the rain will hold and it's quite warm. It's about 20 degrees, so it's quite nice. And I thought I'd start the ride next to this fellow here. He's saying hello to you, hiding behind his hand. He looks a bit like a speed check coming down into the village. Obviously he's not. So yeah, off on the ride to Okehampton and back via the pump and pedal, so I'll get a coffee there or something. I see there's another model over on the bench over there. We'll go and have a look and see what that is all about. But welcome to my ride again. You've been along here before if you've seen my other videos. I've got somebody over here asleep. Having a snooze. So got her asleep, I guess it's a woman, lipstick, and him over there in the distance. Maybe they know each other and perhaps they've fallen out, who knows. I hope you enjoy this ride with me. I'll stop at most of the places that are interesting, probably stop at the church at Sourton, or Sourton, however it's pronounced, and then we'll go to the pump and pedal. Is that any better? My camera just told me my lens might be dirty. Do I look okay? Fingers crossed I do. Right then, let's go. It's nice if you start this trail from the village of Lydford itself. It's a lovely little village. It's got a great pub called the Castle, which I am determined to pay a visit to at the end of the ride. They serve a wonderful pint of JLL, one of my favourite beers. You leave the village and it's literally up to here, where there's the signpost on the left here, pointing to the Granite Way. And right from the village, just by the pub, I've just travelled, how far have I travelled? Half a mile. So it's not far at all. And then you pick up the trail on the National Cycling Network 27, the Granite Way. Not sure how busy this will be, being holiday time. You may see a few cyclists, dog walkers, etc. It's the first day that I've actually gone out and put on my, or one of the first days, I think the second day probably, over the last few weeks or couple of months or so, I put on my merino wool base layer, just a little bit cool, because this ride there isn't much in the way of gradients along here, so I shan't be building up much of a sweat and just have an amble. Yesterday's ride was good. I didn't take my camera with me. I went with Nick and myself. We left Tavistock, or drove to Tavistock with the bikes. We rode along the Drake's Trail towards Plymouth, stopped at Yelverton, or before Yelverton, and had a bite to eat in the Dartmoor, I think it's called the Dartmoor Bakery, at a place called Lego Mutton, near Yelverton, near Crapstone actually. And then we headed back and then took the track down into the valley of and alongside the River Walkham. Lovely ride. Then went back to Tavistock and then took up the trail beside the canal for about 1.5 miles each way. So we did about 16.5 miles. It was lovely. Really nice ride. Some good climbs too. I'll do that route again and take my camera with me. Got a slight headwind today, but not very much. The winds have calmed down from the way they've been the last few days, so it should be a nice easy run. I've done nearly 2 miles and the pump and pedal is at about 5, so 3 more miles. Let's see if it holds off. It's nice to hear the rain though. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but I'm under cover at the moment, under the trees. I think I'll go a little bit further. and see how this is. If it gets too heavy, I may have to turn back. I'm hoping not. It doesn't look too bleak up there, so maybe it will ease off. Right, let's get going and see how it goes. Oh, oh. That was the wrong gear to start off in. It's a nice trail, this. It's a happy little trail. Nice and easy. Good for family. Got one road crossing there, and there's another one further along. Nice little downhill now, which doesn't last long. Little gradient. Moors in the distance. About 4% gradient, 5%. That's a sound I've not heard for a long time, the sound of damp brakes. It's actually quite nice to feel the rain on my face. Well, I'm quite enjoying this weather, it's really nice. Makes a change from beautiful blue skies, dry and hot. No, seriously, this is good. Got a little further to go now. I've done 3 miles, so there's another 2 miles to get to the pump and pedal. I think I'll have a nice hot chocolate. Well, we'll show you, and I think I've shown you before when I've been along here. But these little buildings, little huts, these prefabs, which I guess were maybe, excuse my brakes, maybe something to do with waiting rooms or something, maybe for the trains, possibly. But there is a little chimney. I'm not sure if you can see where I'm pointing at the top. So I guess there was a fire in there to keep people warm, maybe. All the glass has been smashed. I did notice there's another one of these further back, and somebody, some vandal's been along here and managed to smash one of the prefab partitions right in. I don't see the point in that. Never mind. Each to their own. Just takes a few idiots in the world. Always the minority. We are going across a bit later the Meldon Viaduct, and this, according to this, is called the Lake Viaduct 1874. I've never actually looked at the history of this line, or when it was a railway line. I should have a proper look at it and learn a bit more about it, because it goes from, I guess, Tavistock over to Okehampton. And I know that when I was at Tavistock the other day on the ride along the canal, you could see another viaduct, so I guess that was the one that went from there over to Plymouth. I'm sure there's a lot of history. I'll look into it and try and put some information on the description on this video. This is a little section we're just coming up to now. It says here about the gates up ahead. We're just through here. These gates are normally closed, actually. They're open at the moment, but it's a little bit, if you're just coming along here on a road bike, a little bit rough, I guess. But it's the only bit that's really not smooth, and it doesn't last very long. I'll just take you through it. It says it's called Cuthman's Bridge above me here. I guess with the weather changing, it's going to be times now when I start getting muddy on my off-road rides, which I haven't been muddy for a long time, just been dusty. This was all overgrown the last time I came along here, so they've obviously cut it all back. I think it's all done by the volunteers for the National Cycling Network, or the Sustrans. So that's that little section, and you're back on the tarmac again. It is well kept. It's raining again. Not sure if you can see anything on the lens of the camera, but it is piddling. Mile and a half to go, so it won't take long to get to the first pit stop. And I'll have to decide when I come out whether or not I'm going to continue. I don't want to get drenched really. I just had a lovely shower. It's now eased off again. This is the other road that you cross. This is at nearly 5 miles, or just over 4.5 miles from where we started at Lydford. You can cycle up there onto the moors. It's quite nice up there actually. You can do all sorts of stuff, go for miles. So you've got this road, which isn't very busy because it goes to a dead end at the top. The other one's the busier one. Well, not that busy then really, but busier than this one. And then we're nearly at the cafe at the top of here. Well, the temperature's showing 15 degrees now. I think it's warmer than that. Unless the water on the computer's cooled it down. It could be that, I suppose. There's a cafe here, which I've never actually been into. It's closed anyway. Summer holidays are closed. Excellent. I can see the sign up ahead for the pump and pedal. I did push it a bit just now. I wasn't sure whether to go faster, which makes you get wet quicker, but then you also think, get to your destination quicker. What do? It's like driving a car when you're running out of fuel. Do you give it stick to get there quick before you run out, or do you take it steady and conserve the fuel? Who knows? Anyway, here we go. Have a look around the shop, see if I can spend money. I've ordered a couple of cycling jerseys from a company called Odyssey. They're not the cheapest. The short sleeve was 50 and the long sleeve was 60. But I wanted to get some more GMBN, the Global Mountain Bike Network jerseys, which I like. But they just don't replenish the stock. They haven't done that since about 18 months ago. I have emailed them, and they just said that they're not replacing stock for the foreseeable future. That's a shame. And these were 40 quid, I think. But this other company is a small British company. Give them the business. Apparently it's supposed to be really good quality. We'll see. Somebody's got a new bike day. Maybe not, maybe it's serviced. So that's 5.2 miles, as I said. Well, that was a nice stop. I was going to leave the camera switched on in the cafe, but I did bump into a couple of people, elderly couple, who were chatting about bikes, so I didn't get a chance. And then it became quite busy, so rather than have my camera on and starting to talk to myself, or talking to you, I thought I'd just leave the camera in my pocket. So that was the Pump and Pedal. Great place, lots of nice bikes in there, great coffee. I didn't have a coffee actually, I had a hot chocolate today, made a nice change, and some cake. On your bike you've always got to have cake. And beside the dual carriageway here, the A30, which goes from Exeter straight down to, or down into Cornwall basically. It's the trunk road, very busy, especially this time of the year. Right then, let's carry on over towards Okehampton. The couple I was talking to, he's he's 80 something, just had a hip replacement, so he's lost his confidence with cycling, but he said he's got a nice bike, a Boardman electric. And his wife, she's 77 nearly, and she still rides, as people call these non-electric bikes now, analog, rides a bike that's not electric basically, and she still enjoys it. That's nice to hear. So I've got a few more years yet. At the ripe old age of 66, I'd like to be thinking, or like to think, I'll still be cycling well into my late 70s and into my 80s, hopefully. The brakes are squealing a bit because it's been piddling down while I was in there. It's a nice temperature though. It's actually quite refreshing to cycle in cooler temperatures. But it's not cold, that's good. Well, I haven't been cycling for too long. It's been 35 minutes and I've done 5.5 miles. We've got a gang of bikes coming towards me. Afternoon!
Yeah, hope you don't mind.
All out enjoying themselves. It's nice to see. I'm not sure if I'll go into Okehampton today. We'll see how I feel when I get there. It's 5 to 4 now, I think. Yeah. So another 20 minutes or so into Okehampton. Get back, that'll be 5 o'clock-ish. With stops, and then into the pub for a sneaky JLL. Nice cruising pace this is, 14 plus miles an hour, heart rate 107. It's really nice. This is the Meldon Viaduct. Meldon Viaduct, bridge number 613. It says there the original structure was built as a single line viaduct in 1874. By 79 a second viaduct has been built alongside, so they doubled the width to allow 2 trains. It says to view the viaducts on the underside, use the viewing platform. We'll go over to the viewing platform in a minute. This is the West Oakmont Valley. Right, I've just ridden over the bridge and I'm going to go down the steps and have a look look at the underside of the viaduct. Not sure if you can see very much. You can see a walkway along here, look. Goes all the way to the far end. A lot of steel there. I can hear lots of voices and I see some nice blackberries here too. Let's try these. Oh, how delicious. And they're not dog pee height. Oh, that's the best ones I've had so far. I could hear voices up here, something's going on. And maybe not. It's all quiet. Right, let's get on towards good old Okehampton, to the station. 6.5 to Lydford. There's a footpath down there somewhere. Oh yeah, you can go down here to the dam. Lucy and I and her daughter, who's visiting us at the moment, we're planning to go to the dam either tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday. There's a footpath down there. Don't know what's through here. The old track. It's all fenced off. I can hear lots of noise from somewhere. Right, let's carry on. Hello, sheepsies. There's a little underpass here. There's some gates. They used to have latches on, but this one still has. The last time I was here, they weren't fixed up with these latches. The air smells lovely. I think it's because everything's wet. It just gives you some nice smell. It's got a bit bumpy. Yeah, it's good. We're coming up to the end of the trail now into Okehampton, or Okehampton station. That's just under, well, it's just about 9 miles. It's been a really lazy ride, but nice. That's the end of the Granite Way. Go on to the station platform. It's quite a nice station actually in Okehampton. Just recently, I'm sure it was about 18 months, maybe 2 years ago, reopened. You can go to Exeter from here. As I just said, it's a lovely little station. This is Okehampton Station. Nice place to be. They've got a nice cafe shop here as well. Coffee shop, cafe. But it closes at 4 o'clock, so it's not much use really. Not for me. We're about to go. So that's off to Okehampton via, I'm not sure where else it goes, but Exeter Central. There are a few other places on the way. Right, let's get back on to the Granite Way and head back to Lydford. Normally along this cycle path, when I go back, there's always a bloody headwind. Even if there's a headwind coming this way, there's always the headwind which seems to change on the way back. Now I didn't see anything in the way of leaves moving or anything while I cycled here, and let's just see what happens. There is a slight gradient in places along here, but not much. Enough to make a difference though when you're going at a steady speed. It's going under the underpass again now. Make sure I get into the right gear before I stop this time. The top of the underpass, through the other gate. What are you doing in here, sheepsies? You've escaped, haven't you? Stupid animals. Yeah, they've got through there. Idiots. Sheep are amazing things. They have to escape. Look how stupid they look. And they think, well, what are we going to do now? And there they all are, being clever, and some of them have escaped, and now they don't know what to do. There's one here, obviously she's got out, wants to get back in and doesn't know how to. Crazy. Are you stupid? They're bleating to the other ones, and now the other ones are going under the underpass. Seriously? Crazy creatures. Some of them will end up in Okehampton. Back over the Meldon Viaduct. Right, from here it's 5 miles. We've done, how much have we done so far? I've done nearly 13. So it'll be about 20 by the time we get back. How did I work that out? It'll be 18 by the time I get back, not 20. Dear, oh dear. Excuse me blondness. It's getting actually warmer. Well, I suppose it's getting warmer because I'm working against the bit of wind I've got and the gradient, although I think we're going downhill now. See what the Garmin says, shall we? It says -2. It could be right. It feels like it. That's better. We're cruising now at 16 miles an hour at the moment. It feels much better. Maybe my hot chocolate and cakes kicking in from 45 minutes ago or an hour ago. I've never stopped and had a look around in this graveyard. Maybe I should. Let's have a look. I'm not morbid or anything, graveyards are so interesting. I won't look around at the top because there's a gentleman up there tending to his, I guess, wife's grave, mother's grave, daughter's grave, something. Who knows? But it's a lovely church, as you can see. Isn't it beautiful? Some really old headstones here. Don't know when they date back to. Can't quite read it. This one here, 1715. This one just here. A lovely church. Hello. Lovely little church.
Nice, isn't it?
Beautiful, yeah. Lovely old building. Looks like you can go in. I'll have a look on the gate, see what it says. I did actually go in. It's just like any other church really, but they all have their own character. It's a 15th century church. That's a bloody stone in my sock. Very nice. There's always a nice feel to churches, it's very calming. I'm not a religious person at all. And somebody said to me, you don't believe in anything after life? And I said, well, no I don't. But if there is something, then it's great. That's another chapter to carry on with, I guess. And if there isn't anything, you don't know anyway, so either way it's a bonus when you do go. Just try and leave some memories behind when you do, some good memories if possible. Right then, I think we better carry on. I can feel the pub is waiting for me for my pint. Back on the little off-road bit. Thank you. I thought these trails that I've been on over the summer holidays, kids off from school, would be quite busy, but they've all been really quiet. I don't know where they've all been. It's definitely not beach day today. Computer, tablet and phone day, I guess. The average speed is 10.3 now, 10.4. It's just gone up 0.1 as I was speaking to you. So we're over 10, which is good. Just over 17 miles. I can see we're nearly at the end of the trail, and it's just a nice free wheel almost all the way down into the village, down to the van and down to the pub. And I'm going to have a pint of JLL, definitely. I'll take my camera in with me and try and film the inside of the pub discreetly if it's possible. It's quite dark in there, so I'll use the whatever it's called on this camera for low light. I think it's called, I can't remember. Anyway, I'm going to put this back on my helmet now. That's 17.4 back to the gate, to the start of the trail. So it's roughly an 18 mile. No, it's not, because that's back to the pub's 18 mile. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little ride out with me. I'll finish the video when we get back to the van, give you the stats of what I've done today, but hopefully there'll be a little addition at the end with the pub. The old girl is still lying on the bench and he's still stood there, happy as Larry. Maybe his name is Larry. Oh, another one there as well. They're popping up all over the place. Nice old purple Rolls Royce parked up there. There's my little favourite pub, the Castle Inn. Oh, itch. Right, it says, oh hang on, I saved it and I've not looked at it. Bear with me. History. Rides. Today. 18 miles exactly. Summary, let's have a look. Yeah, exactly 18 miles. Time in the saddle 1 hour 42 minutes and 41 seconds. Average speed of 10.49. Average cadence 72, that's good. Heart rate's going to be low. Average 109, that was very low. And the maximum 132. There we go. And that's it. Another ride done. As I always say at the end of my videos, be happy, stay safe. Now let's see if I can get in the pub and get a video for you. Here we are, the best bit. Castle Inn. Great little pub.
If you go upstairs where the they're all that, which we did, but obviously it ain't going to fit there, but I mean, it looks good. Yeah.
It depends, actually. So what's
I don't know what else is on there.
busy season?